What's up, everybody? It's your favorite cool man, Stride's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Maketoys Blindfire, I believe is his name, which is their homage to G1 technobot Strafe. We'll start with accessories. He is one of the cooler ones of the set, to be quite honest. Probably my favorite of the limb bots. Let's talk about accessories. There are some options. I got this thing a little up, so to speak. So he comes with these two guns, which you can have him hold as seen here. And they are a translucent single cast plastic. And then he has these wing bits, which are parts forming, which irritate some people. It doesn't really bother me a whole bunch, but we'll talk about it a little bit. And they can hang here, or they can go, you know, they can go up if you want them to go up. They can also, these handles come down and they can be swords, you know, so that's a nice touch. And then if you do have them as swords, which is pretty cool, you can then take these and put them on his shoulders, and then you can kind of go with that look. It is a little imposing. I mean, well, here, let me tell you, you can go with that look, and that's ridiculous. But you can also put them here on the back. They plug into those same ports. And this is a little bit offensive, you know what I mean? Just overall look-wise, but it's not hateful. It's not terrible. It's okay. It will do. You know, it's acceptable. You know, and this is how I have him posed when I have him posed as a robot. I have him posed in this look, so to speak. These bits have this gray ratchet. It's a ratchet. It's like a soft ratchet. It's a soft ratchet, but it feels like a hard ratchet. It's very nicely done, but for handles. And then you got this paint in here, which is done fantastically. These are two different shades, but I think that's intentional, and it's a nice touch. And then the translucent, like, kind of blaster bits, and then you got line detail and everything else in there. Very nicely done. These are nicely done accessories. That's what I like to see. I like to see that a lot more than I like to see stuff like this. Stuff like this, it just doesn't do it for me. Head, we got some paint on the face. We got a translucent piece of plastic for the visor. We have gray paint in there, and it is on a ball joint, which gets you pretty much everything you want. Shoulders are on a swivel here. They hinge out here, so just about covers the gambit. It's like a universal joint that's not a universal joint. You know, it does the function. You know, but you can get some, like, what you want. And then we have, for the chest, we have some translucent plastic inside to kind of break up, and we have some silver paint. This has a lot more paint, I feel like, than the other ones, but that might be why this one appeals to me more. There's just more there. Waist is on a swivel, but just like the other one, you have to unlock that. And then it's a ratcheted swivel, which is for the limb mode, but you know, in this mode, it does seem a little silly, but you know, it's totally worth it. Don't get me wrong. And continue on our way. Bicep swivel, elbow is on a soft ratchet, getting you just shy of 90 degrees. Wrist swivel. Same for the other arm. Hips are on ball joints, which is just how they do business. Not my favorite, you know that. Swivel for the thigh. Soft ratchet for the knee, getting you 90 degrees, which is good. And then the feet, once again, are done on a hinge here, and then a ball joint at the bottom. The ball joint is relatively worthless. It could have been a hinge. I mean, that would have been an extra pin, so I get why they didn't. But you just get kind of the ankle tilt, not really a rocker. Well, I guess you get a little bit, but not substantial. But because of the you know, the hinge and stuff, you can still get some pretty dynamic poses out of them. You know, no problem there. We got some paint up in there. We got some gray paint going down in there. And then we have some gray paint or silver paint down in there. We got red paint here, silver paint there, translucent plastic there and there. And then the back isn't too bad either. We got this little bit of kibble there, which is totally forgivable, not that imposing or, you know, offensive at all. And then these wings, which, you know, these are a bit more obnoxious, but they're still not terrible. You know, for these skinny little bots, they like these gluten-free bots they like to crank out. It certainly helps, you know, give them some bulk. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. Pretty sharp-looking figure, I must admit. All right, so let's get him transformed. Take off the accessories, as we always do. Turn his head around, and you got to get him kind of prepped. So, pretty big screw there in the back of his head. Put his arms down by his side and make sure they're as tight against his body as possible. Get his feet out of the way, and then we collapse the calf portion onto the thigh on a sliding mechanism, which you know I am not a fan of. Manipulate the wings as need be. And there it went. It does give me a little bit of a problem. I think one does more than the other. And that one might be my fault. Alright. There we go. Relatively painless. Tab together there. The red bits slid up into their appropriate groove, so to speak. Collapse the feet on top of him. That stays where it is. Bring up the nose cone. Plug in your accessories. Boom. Let's get our guns here. Plug them in underneath, which I believe is the only option. You got to be careful because this tab on the end of the gun can put it at an odd angle. And there it is. And you know, it works. It's pretty cool. The transformation is intuitive, which is a big change, I think, for this set. And it's fun, it's easy, but it's effective, it's efficient, it's cool. We got the color breakups all work well. It makes it look interesting. It makes you want to, you know, get that on. And yeah, well done. I mean, it's simple, and you can, you know, this bit here. I think this little stripe across here between the gaps in there, and it kind of touch and go, but overall pretty cool. Well done. I can dig it. Real quick, I almost forgot. Your other option is to take these and plug them either into the bottom like that, which is a much more mainline kind of look than the way I had it initially. But you can do the way I had it initially as well. So that's pretty cool. Or you can put them on the top, and that's a little more intrusive, so I'm not sure you'd want to do that, but you have the ability to. We're going to get him combined into arm mode. Real quick though, you know, one thing that would have been nice is a stand. I'm not sure if the foot can be turned to a stand any kind of way. I haven't really looked into the instructions because I'm a man, but let's set these aside just for the time being. Okay, and one of the things you have to do is now you have to slide these, and you know I hate sliding mechanisms. But I have found the thing you don't want to do is break the ball joints that are in the hips. So if you split these a little bit, and you grab the top white bits here and here, and push on the thrusters, that should allow you an easy, or relatively easy for me to say, way to get it out. Otherwise, it's really hard. You see, and you're going to put pressure on that ball joint right there. So grab here, push the thruster, and then that should provide you a fairly easy way to get them out. You can close these back up, put the fins up. The arms here are kind of a cheat, but whatever. Bend them up. Oh, don't put these together quite yet, sorry. Bring out this piston that they incorporated, which I think is a nice touch, but we'll talk about that in a couple of videos. And peg in there. In there. And there you go. And then that should all move appropriately, as it does. And then he holds these, and now you can have the guns on the outside or on the inside, depending on your sensitive sensibilities. And he just holds them, which is kind of a cheat. Kind of a cheat. But there you go. And then you can turn this and, you know, have him anyway. Oh, need the hand. And the hand on this one is the simplest of them all. So you take the hand and you just plug it in there, and there you have it. And you can do all your hand things, and there that is. I guess, you know, it would be nice. It would be nice for these to kind of lock. Maybe I'm missing something. I'll have to look into it, but that would have been nice. There's got to be. Okay, so I checked and there is. Put this, they go on these. So there's a slot there. Slide that in. And then have him, I guess, position him to hold that. So we'll do the same on the other side. Tab that in. And then position his hand so that he can hold it. And now that's much more cohesive. I like that a lot more. Much better. I should have known. I should have known, because it was just too ridiculous the other way. And then you could just tab these in. And you could probably do them on the inside too. Let's, I don't know. Space might get a little tight, like a tiger. But there you go. Cool. Size comparison wise, there he is next to RC, so pretty much in the same ballpark, just nowhere near as girthy. And she's got him beat. I mean, RC is not gluten free. She's my type of gal. Final thoughts. He's definitely my favorite Limbot by far. He kind of works. Everything kind of transforms well. You know, there are some sliding bits that kind of get on my nerves, but you know how I feel about that. He's interesting looking. He's dynamic. He's fun. The transformation is fun. The transformation is intuitive, which I can't say about the rest of the set. He still has that Maketoys action figure aspect about him. His accessories are cool. Everything just kind of works. I'm not sure if it's the alt mode. I'm not sure if it's the limb mode. I'm not sure if it's the collection of all. I'm not sure if it's the liberties that they took. I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like I got my bang for my buck on this one. The alt mode works. The bot mode works. The accessories work. The limb mode works. It all is just efficient and effective. I can't really be that negative about this one, because the other ones, you know, they just all got their problems going on, and this one is kind of a step apart. So cheers to them for this. I'd like to see more along this line. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.
Mr. Skullface, how are we doing today?
I'm feeling better today.
That's good. It's a good way to start the session.
But I did see some young people outside. They pissed me off.
What happened? Were they making the graffitis?
I tell you what, I don't like young people.
Really?
I really don't.
Is there an age range, a specific?
I think if you're 24 and younger. Enough. I hate that they call loose women ratchets.
But ratchets? I never heard that before.
Yeah, a ratchet is supposed to be tight for one, which is why it irritates me.
Ah.
So then they call a loose woman a ratchet, like as in that's so ratchet. Oh, and then the vapors.
The vapors.
Oh, the vapors. Oh, they vape, and they blow these huge vape clouds. The vape clouds.
I'm kind of I'm kind of confused. 'Cause I was aware that you used electronic cigarettes
Who, me?
vaporization. To...
Oh, I love it. I
Okay.
love it. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Just because you partake in something doesn't mean you need to be a douchebag about it.
Oh.
Okay? Like, just because I like to have a vape here and there doesn't mean I need to wear a collared shirt with the collar up. A buddy of mine, you know what he does to people that do that?
What's that?
He walks around, he folds it down, he tells them to grow up. That's what I feel like doing.
Yes.
Just because you do that doesn't mean you need to say bro all the time. These men, and this nonsense, like, do you know some of the men are shaving their legs?
Really?
Shaving their legs.
Huh.
And their arms.
Well, I'm European. We've been doing that for years.
Well, good grief, it's like people forgotten how to be men. Let's be men. It's like everybody wants to have 10 different products that they put in their hair, and they want to walk around with no hair on their arms. They take excellent care of this. Now all this, they just discard. Who cares about this? It's nice furry. It's like a small little ferret on your arm.
Yes.
Like the one in Kindergarten Cop.
Yes.
Nice little school ferret. Now I'm not talking about your balls. You shave your balls, I get it. You know, you're expecting them to get tended to by someone that doesn't want to be coughing up like a cat every 2 days. Well, then you got to do what you got to do. Do what you can to get by, brother.
I love a nice showing scrotum.
But you don't need to have all this. Your feet taken care of. Men with palms that feel like lily pads.
How do you get the calluses on your hands?
Well, my wife and I are often at odds. Every now and then we're able to get intimate. My birthday, my father's birthday for some reason, Canadian Boxing Day. But other than that, sometimes I go uncared for.
How does that make you feel?
Well, after 5 or 6 times a day, not too bad, Doc. But you know, not for nothing. The whole idea. I mean, if we're just speaking, you know what? One of the things that stresses me out.
What's that?
Penis. Penises. I was just watching The Watchmen the other day. Oddly enough, ironically enough, and big floppy penis.
Yes.
The whole movie.
In a strange hue.
And I was just thinking to myself, how bizarre is it that we just have this meat speed bag hanging off your body that you have absolutely no control over? It's like a skin tag. Like, you can't control your skin tag. You know, they're unsightly. You know, it's just hanging there like a Chinese lantern.
Do you feel you have anger or maybe some kind of acceptance issue with your penis?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, there's only one thing worse looking than a penis.
What's that?
A vagina. Those things. Fallopian tubes, can you imagine? That's what I imagine, like those things you spun around when you were a kid. Just curled up in there, transporting eggs. It's like Jurassic Park inside that thing.
Oh my gosh.